How's this hair jewelry? Let's go and make this a very beautiful hair cuff. What we need: wires of 20 and 26 gauge, flush cutter, chain nose pliers, and round nose pliers, of course, are the tools that we need. Pick up 20 gauge wire and pull it to make it all straight, and if needed, use your chain nose pliers. The size that we first determine on this wire depends on the length that you are going to make the hair cuff. I determine a distance of about 8 centimeters from one side and 1 centimeters in between, and the same length of 8 centimeters on the other side. It means something about 17 to 20 centimeters. Then I need to use chain nose pliers to make those wavy parts and make them all straight. And then I consider the 8 centimeters and make a bend with chain nose pliers, just here a 90-degree bend, and leave about 1 centimeters and make another bend at that point to have something like part of a rectangle or even a triangle. Till now we have such structure, and there's no problem if the two sides are not even and one part is a little longer and one is a little shorter. Then pick up the thinner wire of about 26 gauge and put the two start and ending point of the main structure a little close together. Pick up the thinner wire of about 26 gauge, catch the main structure first, and make a wrapping part with the thinner wire and make a tie all around. For the first tie, if it's needed, make it a little more squeezed with chain nose pliers and don't push it so strong so that the main structure reshape. And do the same for the other side. So wrap the thinner wire all around and squeeze it so that it would be laid on the 20 gauge wire. This would be the first weaving pattern, and we are going to continue that for the whole length. So I continue to make a wrapping part at the upper tail, squeeze it well, and throw it in between, and make another wrapping at the upper tail, and would do the same for the other tail in front. Every time and each time that I'm weaving the thinner wire, I check out the main structure to be all straight and even a little converged. So every time that make a wrapping part, the straight line in between would be shorter, so that the two tails get together and there is no gap in between except the very little distance so that we could throw the wire and make a weaving part and wrapping part, of course, on the upper tail and another on the other tail. And this would be continued till the end. And here I would like to consider a point, and that is there is not any strict rules. Of course, there are basic rules about how to weave the wire and how to map the jewelry or so on, but Once you start to make a wire jewelry, just follow up your inspirations. Maybe you would like to add some pearls or little beads in between, or maybe the converged point would be a little further or nearer, or even the two tails would be parallel. Just like me, that here I would like to add some little beads in before the weaving part ends. So I insert a very little silver pearl in and catch it with one of my hands and continue the weaving pattern for the upper tail and wrap it one round, and then insert the second bead in. It's of course a glass bead and the black one, and I would wrap the wire all around the other tail and continue the same for the other pearl and bead. How about you? Would you like to add some pearls or beads? And which other changes would you like to apply in this hair cuff? Just here I am inserting the last glass bead and continue the weaving pattern till there is a space of about 1 centimeters till the ending point of the wire. Then cut the thinner wire with flush cutter at the very end and squeeze it well and carefully with chain nose pliers, just like this, so that there wouldn't be any sharp edges left. At the end, test it out with your finger and it's okay. Then pick up round nose pliers, make two tails a little apart and start to make two little loops at the end. This is the first and smaller one, and the other would be a little bigger, but it could be equal in your design. Just don't forget to squeeze it and press it out with chain nose pliers so that they would be in one surface. You could do that better with a nylon chain nose pliers, but if you're using a regular one, you should apply the flat surface so that there wouldn't be any scratches on your wire. And here I need to continue the weaving part at the other side. So I cut the wire out and make another wire wrapping at the upper side and do the same for the other tail. And that would be the main structure till now, and I'm going to hammer it with the plastic part of my tool. You could use a nylon mallet too. After doing soft hammering, it's the time to shape the structure, and before that I would check it out and if needed use chain nose pliers to make these straight lines better shaped if they are reshaped while I was hammering it. And this is all good now. And I'm going to wrap it all around a mandrel. But the mandrel would be something like a conic shape with different diameters. I mean, one bigger part and one smaller diameter. So I put this part at the bigger point and wrap it all around just like in helix, just like this. And at the end I could move it to the smaller part to squeeze it a little more. And the tool that I'm using here is just a brush. This Beautiful wire hair cuff is ready. Just the question is how we could use it and put it on your hair. As you can see, this helix wire structure is so beautiful that you could use this as a pendant or ring or even ear cuff or any pieces that you want. Just don't laugh at me. Suppose these wire strands as your hair. First of all, twist it, put your hair cuff in and twist it a little, and then put hair bundle all around and twist hair just like this. It would be onto your hair. Just pay attention to the size of your hair bundle, not to be too thin and not too thick. Thanks for watching. Take care and bye bye.